Motel Board special meeting Monday, August 19th, 2024, 6 p.m. Item number 1, discuss and possible action regarding minutes from the May 20th, 2024 meeting.
Trying to figure out
Yes,
how
any
these
issues
hearing
with
aids
those?
work
I'll
best
make a
in this
motion.
place.
That's all right, I'll make a motion.
Bouncy in here.
I think we
Am
have a
I
motion.
supposed to say?
We have a discussion.
I made the motion to approve them.
I'll second your motion.
Ready?
We need to vote or just go on?
Yeah, you'll need to vote. Are you ready?
Accept the motion to accept the minutes from the May 24th meeting with the vote.
Yeah, and you can just say call for the vote, that works.
Say what?
You can say call for the vote, that works, but,
Okay. Call for a vote?
Hawkins?
You'll have to abstain.
Yeah. Majors?
She talking
Yes.
to me and I don't know.
Oh, yeah, just for the minutes from last week.
Williams?
From the minutes for last week.
Dickinson?
Yes.
Discuss possible recommend council action to approve final expense report for Pryor Chamber of Commerce from 2023-2024.
It's a long report right in front of you.
I think that's this, right? Is that this?
Talk about?
The item.
Oh, no. I'll answer any questions you guys might have.
This one.
Meeting?
It's the thing after.
Oh, wait, do we need to vote Barbara in?
I did skip one, but do we not have
Barbara's
a,
oath was sworn here in the office, so she is all good to go for today.
Gotcha. I was just making
so
sure.
should we vote to add her before this, or no?
No, it's already.
You don't.
Sorry.
I actually do, of course I do.
She's already.
But you had a really sizable chunk that was miscellaneous. What is that?
A little bit of everything. All the receipts are in there.
Spot?
All the receipts are in that report.
But you didn't tag them to any, like, advertising or promotion or?
No, we did one separate thing that was miscellaneous, but they were all tagged to to various events and various things like that. So I didn't take them specifically and tag them to like Rocklahoma or Born and Raised or whatever. They were all just tied into that, whether it be supplies or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
I just followed the same process that's been followed for a long time.
It's easier for us to look at them if they're tagged under advertising or
Right.
downtown promotion or whatever, rather than just miscellaneous is always kind of in
Questionable.
my head is kind of amorphous.
We'll tag them that way this time. The report won't be near as big next year because we're getting less money. But we did find why there's less money.
I'm not laughing at you, I promise.
There's some hotels that had not paid their taxes.
Oh,
So
Good
that
catch.
has since been collected by Jay, but that will take place we'll get the money next.
I'll be the enforcer with you next week.
Because it was collected during this fiscal year, we won't get the money this year, it'll be next year. So,
Okay, so that'll be like an extra added next year.
yeah. So this should rise, the allotted number should rise next year. Which I had told you, Barbara, I felt in my gut that something was wrong with that, and we found it. Thanks to Jay and to Courtney, they found it, and they were able to. And now they've changed the process on how they're gonna collect it, make sure that it's enforced. And so
Yes.
that way, and I think what you guys may be talking about is taking it to the state, and the state will charge 3%, but they'll make sure it's enforced and collected. So a lot of these hotels.
And we did talk about it, that actually hotel motel is not for operations, for every month's management, but to get people into beds in town and to bring new people in.
Right.
So, and that kind of is the way it's always been with that, you know, it would be up and down.
Showing that to me, or just reading?
I was just reading it, sorry.
You guys have any questions of me?
I did not. I mean, obviously, you are quite aware of city and our budgets. And I appreciate you letting us know where your expenses are and everything.
Yeah, and this is an ordinance that's set in place that comes strictly from hotel motel tax. So this is, when that money's collected, the city doesn't use it. It is dedicated to, I actually have a copy of the ordinance here. It's 40% to the chamber, 30%, 20% to the schools, 10% to Main Street, and then 30% is put all aside for the grants, the special grants that we ask for. So every bit of that money goes into that pot. And that pot will be bigger next year because we actually collected some of the hotel tax that hadn't been collected.
Was it just 1 year they hadn't paid, or was it multiple?
There were 2 hotels that were back almost the entirety of last year.
Good times.
It's funny though, when Jay showed up though, they were like, oh. One of them was like
Because you're so
$51,000 check.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, we forgot to pay that. Question is how long they've been holding on to it and thinking somebody's gonna come walking through that door at any time, but we're gonna see how long it takes.
Right?
So,
No, I think you've given more than enough.
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have a motion?
I just did it. I don't want to do it again.
I'll motion we accept the final expense report.
I'll second it.
Call the vote on accepting the final expense report.
Majors?
Hold on, I mean, maybe I have a question, just a technicality. So just for Jay, so we're just approving that he's giving us an expense report. I mean, we're all looking and we all know, right, Jay, how much we're actually gonna be able to afford to give versus his expense report, right?
Well, the way that works.
I got it, thanks,
The way
man.
that works.
I got it, thanks. I was asking Jay if she could let me know, just on this technicality. Thanks. If I have a question about your stuff, I'll make sure I'll let you know. Thanks, man.
So we're approving the final expense report and the letter of intent so that he can get that number on the budget that's allocated for this year.
Okay,
So you aren't like approving extra money on top of what was allocated,
Thanks.
just that 30%.
okay, thank you, awesome. All right, I'm sorry to jump in. We had a second, and then you were calling for a vote. Can we still jump right back into that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Majors?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Dickinson?
Yes.
Hawkins?
Yes.
All right, apparently I skipped item 3. We'll review the 2024 and 25 budget and breakdown. Everybody get a chance to look that over?
This is just the part where I was gonna say that there were back taxes that reduced the amount that we had for this year. Additionally, there were a couple of things, like the resolution governing how we administer this has us hold 10% of the 30% of the grants in reserve, but previously it had been 10% of the whole was held back, so only 20% was used for grants. So the reserve amount changed last year whenever I started doing it. So there was less carried over in there. That's another reason why it was a little less than before. But what we have now is verified, definitely what we have to spend.
And these organizations are notified what their budget is that they're gonna be allocated, right?
Yes. I mean, the packet comes out for everybody.
That makes a lot more sense, like looking at it, that makes sense.
I have a question on these grants.
On this one?
No, it's fine. Did you send notices out that the grant application was opened up?
To whom?
It hit me this afternoon as I was going over it and realized how little money is left. I mean, we haven't even really started the year, and there's like just 10,000 basically left. And normally, over the years, like from July 1 to August 15th, and I know that there was probably not when you came last year, but we would put it out and make it public, so that organizations that were going to do a project or various things, like I've had a couple of councilmen, once they saw that I was on here, call already. And one of the things that they were talking about was that some of our Christmas decorations need to be updated. And that would kind of be a good thing, because if we updated the Christmas decorations, like in the park, a little bit, and Becky Clark has worked on those all year, for years, all year. We could do promotion and maybe do a multiple promotion with Muskogee and Wagner, because Wagner's done a lot, to get like a Christmas tour and promote to get people into town. And I started looking at that, and theoretically, it fits right into what Hotel Motel is supposed to do. But there's not really going to be money for it. And so I just thought that probably it wouldn't even help right now, because there would be no reason to put a big lot of promo out on it, since there's only 10,000 left. But before that other 10 had been committed to, just put a notice in the paper and on Facebook and stuff that the applications were opened up. Because right now what's happened is friends have put the applications in.
I could definitely do that in the future. I think that should be something important we consider if you look through those resolutions and any changes you might want to make for next year. Putting something even in there in the resolution that governs how it runs and all of that. It hadn't occurred to me. It's just not a task I inherited with this, but I wouldn't be opposed to posting a notification about it.
I don't know what the answer to it is, what it would be right now.
Is there a time that you let the other companies know to reapply? I'm just asking to kind of get a time frame of an idea for a note for me, so.
To be honest, by the time that grant applications are open, generally I have a few emails stacked up about when I'll take them.
Okay.
Theoretically, you were giving away next year's money that were part of the budget that hasn't been approved yet. The budget has not been approved for next year yet, has it? The city budget?
For the city's budget hasn't been approved, no. But this money we have isn't a part of the general fund budget.
Go off on a tangent. So we're still on this, aren't we? It's 24. Oh.
Shouldn't we go ahead with?
Yeah, I think we're right now in the middle of 3, waiting for somebody to make a motion, so, to accept. which I would be willing to make a motion to accept the budgets.
There's no option
Right.
really.
There's
No.
no
Okay.
action that we can take,
Oh,
it's just a
Oh,
discussion.
oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I thought we still had to vote on it and everything, so, okay, sweet.
Ready to move on.
We just move on?
Well, then that's you, man.
Great. Alright, so we're down to number 5, discuss and possible recommend council action regarding Pryor Area Chamber of Commerce 2024-2025 letter of intent.
Here, you look through that, I'll make a motion. Everything's in there that's supposed to be, so.
Did I miss, where's that at?
It was right behind their expense report.
Well, Houston, since you spent time to come here, would you like to come up and talk to us a little bit about what you're planning on working on 24, 25?
I mean, pretty self-explanatory right there in that letter.
Okay, just wasn't sure if there's anything you wanted to add since you happened to show up. Appreciate it. Okay.
Thank you.
Y'all have any questions?
Not that I can see off the top of my head.
Okay.
Thanks.
Do we have to prove that letter of intent?
Do you have any questions?
Nope, I don't have any questions. I appreciate you supplying this for us.
Did you make a motion?
Yeah.
Oh, we have to vote on that? Vote on that.
Okay, I'll second the motion. Call the vote on,
Williams,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Hawkins,
Yes,
Majors.
yes. Okay, Item 6, discuss and possibly recommend council action to approve final expense report for Pryor Main Street from 2023-2024. Anybody have any questions about that one? Or do you want to talk about it, or you want to just wait and see if we have questions?
I can wait,
Yep. Does anybody have any questions about it?
I did not have any questions after reviewing before.
Any questions? No? You have questions?
No.
I'll make a motion we accept.
I'll second.
Call the vote.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Hawkins,
yes,
Majors,
Yes.
Williams. Abstain.
Item 7, discuss possibly recommending council action regarding Pryor Main Street 2024-25 letter of intent. You guys see anything in that you needed to ask a question about?
Yeah, I was gonna say, would you like to come up and tell us a little bit about what you want to do? Which one, where is their letter of intent? I'm missing-
Unlike last year's expenses, which I wasn't here for, I can't answer too many questions, but as far as the vision for going forward, I can. So my objective along with my board, and then also working with Mayor Doyle, with the city council, with the EDTA, with the chamber and other entities and stakeholders, is that we want to help with the true economic development of downtown. So activating those vacant storefronts, helping with the rehabilitation of dilapidated buildings, really marketing, bringing businesses in, especially retail, places to eat, things to do in the evenings for families, really improving the quality of life for our entire community. So that's my focus for the year.
Thanks for spending your time here tonight. I appreciate it. I don't have any other questions.
Thank you.
Unless you guys did.
Thank you so much.
All right. Make a motion to accept.
I'll second. Call the vote.
Hawkins,
Yes.
Majors,
Yes.
Williams,
Abstain.
and Dickinson.
Yes.
Item 8, discuss possibly recommend council action to approve final expense report from Pryor Area Arts and Humanities for Missoula Children's Theater production of Hercules held June 10th through 14th, 2024 in the amount of $1,300.
Didn't we already approve the spending of that? And now we're just approving the check? Is it?
Yes, we approved the grant. This is us approving reimbursing them for their expenses with the grant.
Okay.
Did that come out of last year's budget?
I think so, right? Okay, that was the conversation I had, I think, in the first meeting. I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second it.
Call the vote.
Majors,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Hawkins.
Yes.
Item 9, discuss possible recommend council action to approve final expense report from Oklahoma Freedom Flight for Extravaganza 3 held July 27th in the amount of $5,000.
I did have one question. Do we know how the turnout was on that? Is anybody here?
I went to it because I was dragged to it, and I don't know what happened, but there were a lot of people there.
There were a lot of people there? Okay.
There's a lot on Facebook.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was scary. Like, there were tons of people, like, all yelling and happy, but it seemed like it was well attended.
Good to know.
Was it the kind of event, I didn't know, was it the
I
kind of
hadn't go.
event that you feel that people came into town from out of town?
Yeah, I did not recognize a lot of people that were in there.
Okay.
But you would have no idea of knowing if it drove any kind of hotel traffic or
I don't know
it was
about
just
hotel,
drive
but I'm
up.
sure a lot of people ate in town beforehand, but it did run really late, so I mean.
That was the conversation we had to begin with. Was it ran till like 8:30 or 9 o'clock?
Oh no, we left about that time it was still going.
Okay.
It was
So it
late. I
wasn't
was like,
really
I'm
late.
done. I'm
Yeah.
all done.
Yeah. So if you came from out of town, you'd probably stay at a hotel.
I mean, if nothing else, there were definitely people eating in town and like frequently,
Right.
like before they probably got there and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, oh, yeah, I didn't, sorry. I just had this, which one? I wasn't sure. I did not attend either. So,
You can go to my place next time.
I might take you up on that. I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second it.
Call the vote.
She's like, maybe.
Williams,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Hawkins,
Yes.
Majors.
Yes. Do we have another meeting to schedule?
Not that I know of, and it didn't seem to be effective last time, so.
Just wait for.
Didn't seem to be
anything
effective.
It didn't seem to be effective.
With that, we can adjourn. Thanks for coming out.